All right, welcome to the F'd Up podcast, our first episode, and we got some crypto OGs. All right, we got DZ over here, we got Josh over here. We're gonna be talking about all things crypto. So I guess we'll start it off like we talked about earlier. Cardano.
Cardano, yes. Quick background, those who are new to crypto. Cardano is a top 10 altcoin. It's labeled as the first third generation L1. It is founded by Charles Hoskinson, and it is known for having a strong community of individual holders, not a strong community of whales. It's not a VC coin. It's not an insider coin. It's not the Bitcoin OG coin. It's the coin for the people. And I'm a big fan of it, and I have been for years, and even built on it. Maybe not myself personally, but I've helped advise some projects, launch some projects, and I'm excited to see what 2024 and 2025 is going to bring.
Sounds like you hold it.
You know what? I might go buy some.
It is the crypto for the people. You just almost sold me on it. Holy smokes. Like they need let's get that marketing up in
Yeah,
here.
I mean, if you want a VC coin like Solana, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? Go ahead, get into the coin that cuts off. Yeah, that's right. Solana will cut off. Cardano, zero downtime, people.
I think Charles is honestly one of the most based founders in the entire market. His fireside chats are just relentless. He's not afraid to hold back and just be like, yeah, this product sucks. It needs to change. Screw the government. Screw Elizabeth Warren. She sucks. She's balding. She sucks. I'm like, wow, holy smokes, where'd that come from? No, he's literally unfiltered. It's awesome.
I couldn't help but take that as a personal attack, but I'll let it slide.
Oh my goodness.
That is awesome. So let me ask you this, because my following, they're always asking me, Cardano ecosystem.
Yes.
It's dead. It's a shit coin, right? And we were talking upstairs, and you have a ton of coins that you're buying on the ecosystem. Can you talk a little bit about that? What do you like?
Yeah, I've been finding the emerging narratives, the emerging markets. So there's going to be some key narratives for 2024. I think DeSci is going to be one. DePIN's going to be one. DePIN's kind of a dumb name. Just think of, what does AI need, right? Would you agree AI is the big hype right now?
I think I say this to you guys all the time. It's the biggest narrative in crypto. It's going to be the biggest narrative in crypto.
It's a gold rush, right?
Absolutely.
So do you know the best way to make money during the gold rush in San Francisco? It wasn't mining for gold. It was selling the tools for other people to mine gold. So you know who got rich? Levi Strauss.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading
All
that.
he did is sell stupid jeans. What the heck does jeans have to do with gold?
Yeah.
Nothing, but it was the backbones of what was being considered, the big giant gold rush. So you can come in and say, hey, I want to jump in and start picking gold 4 years after it was first discovered. Are you going to get rich doing that? You are not. You're not going to get rich buying AI coins right now. Just like you're not going to get rich buying Bitcoin and holding it like an idiot. Sorry. That'd be great. I wish I could.
What was the DePIN project on Cardano? Because I know there is one, right?
Yeah, I looked at 3. So DePIN, just kind of backtrack a little bit. DePIN, if you think of DePIn, what the freak? What's our cussing level here? What the frick?
Dude, what are you gonna say? Whatever the
what
fuck
the
you
fuck
want.
does DePIN mean? That sounds.
The podcast is called F'd Up.
When I talk about
The
bowling,
podcast,
right? Pins. When I talk about writing, am I talking about wrestling? I'm a D-pin someone and count to 3. Do I win? What the fuck does DePIN mean? Decentralized physical infrastructure network. That sounds stupid. Decentralized physical infrastructure.
What does it mean? Break it down for someone who's
I'll give
new
you
to
3
crypto.
words. 3 words. Compute. All right, so that's going to be computation. That's what AI needs. So we're going to have compute. Number 2, storage. So compute, storage, because AI has a long list of code, right? Or all the Reddit
Facts.
posts or all the YouTube. And then number 3, communications. Compute, storage, communications. Compute, storage, communications. You think of DePIN, think of compute, storage, communications. Communications on Cardano, World Mobile Token. Compute on Cardano, IAGON. Also going to be storage, and then you also have NewNet for compute on Cardano. So those are, I would look at NewNet. I would look at AGIX if you want to come in late. So I would maybe wait for AGIX.
I've been talking
pullback.
about AGIX forever.
Yeah, and it's pumped 30-40% today. So if you jumped in early, great. It's too late to be early. So you need to find the next thing to be early on. I would look at NewNet, IAGON. The tickers are NTX, IAG. So IAGON is the Filecoin of Cardano. Filecoin is a multi-billion-dollar market cap. IAGON is around 100 million, I think. So there's a lot of upside here.
Okay.
Then I said communications, that's World Mobile Token. That's 3 coins for you right there. NewNet, IAGON, World Mobile Token.
That's awesome. So there you go, guys, because you guys have been wondering which crypto's on the Cardano network. And I told you I'd be doing some research on
But you know
it,
what they're
you
going to
beat me
buy?
it.
They're going to buy the Cardano meme coin. And there's nothing wrong with that. Have you heard of Cardano's meme coin?
Which one is it?
Snack.
I have heard of that one.
Yeah, that's gonna pop too. You probably make more money just buying the coin that does nothing.
Aren't those the energy drinks for it too? Yeah, those are the.
Are they really?
Yeah. That's Snack Energy.
That's
right
that's their energy
Yeah,
drinks.
they actually have a product, so they're building more than most meme coins. I'll say that.
All right, and I got to say this because I'm. You guys know I always say this in my videos. This is not financial advice, by the way. You're not a financial advisor, right?
Everything I say is financial. No, I'm just kidding.
Education.
Education. No, do your own research. I will tell you what I'm doing though. So those are coins that I've been net buyers of in the last 2 weeks. Some in the last 48 hours.
What you got one that's under $15 million market cap, something super small that you think might do something do well?
Yeah, I'll give you a low cap, Jim. This one might, I don't know if it's under 15. I'm pretty sure it's under 20. It might be around a $17 million market cap. Some call this the chain link of Cardano.
Okay.
Orfax, FACT. So it's a Oracle play on Cardano. And you're like, man, you're saying all these coins, you're saying all these tickers, I'm typing them up. Shit, ain't shit popping up. The F you talking about? I'll give you the site Tap Tools. I believe it's taptools.io, taptools.com. Tap Tools, TAPTOOLS. It'll give you all the Cardano native tokens, CNTs, and then it'll tell you gaming, AI, storage, what have you. So you can use that to find all these coins that I'm mentioning.
And then let me ask you this, because where are you buying them?
MinSwap, not MinSwap that you're, a popular app in San Francisco. No, not that. MINSWAP, MinSwap.
I'm not from San Francisco, so it's okay.
Men
but
swap.
You swap men.
And what was the other one I was talking about? Yori. Can you do it on Yori? Can you find these on
Yori's
Yori?
a wallet. I believe it's going to be compatible with all the dApps there. So yeah, it should be good. I personally use Nami. NAMI.
I have Yori, so that's the one I've been using, but cool. Thank you. All right. And then
back to the hey, can y'all hear us? Did they say yay, nay?
Can they see they can hear us?
He's like, oh, we're not even live.
So we're gonna go to some questions. If you guys want to ask some questions, we're gonna be answering some of your questions. So pick a question and let's roll. AOS, that's probably gonna be for me.
EOS?
AIOZ.
No, AOS, not EOS.
Oh, okay.
AOS, AIOZ. You don't like it?
I don't even. What's its market cap rank? 200.
It's
I
up
have
there.
zero opinion.
It's up there. It's done really well. I think it's going to go a couple dollars at least. I don't think it's going back to its all-time high. You guys got to think with crypto. Everybody looks at, if it goes back to its all-time high, I'm going to be rich. But you got to remember these cryptos. They make more of them.
What was AOS's all-time high?
I think it was $30
at launch, and then it got sold off.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So it's not going to go anywhere near that. I would say a couple of dollars, and it's 30 cents right now. So
what's its ticker again?
AIOZ.
It's AIOZ.
They're a DePIN play. Okay. They've changed their structure a lot, and by DePIN though, I would argue they're just decentralized streaming platforms. So they are getting a lot of volume right now, of course, with the hype here. But yeah, when you look at if you zoom out, it's like at 27 cents right now. It looks like. You said $30 it was at?
Was it? Did I say? Was it 30?
That's $2. So $2.16.
Where are you looking?
I'm on Coin Market Cap, so I can go on CoinGecko. It's probably better.
Where are you looking at it? I thought it went way higher than
AIOZ Network. Let's go to Max.
Well, its Coin Market Cap rank is above 200, so it's going to be a speculative, risky play.
Yep.
Typically, what happens in tech. There'd be a new narrative, a new ecosystem formed, and there'd be 10, 20, 50, 100 companies. And then you fast forward 10 years, they'll whittle down to 1 to 3. So you want to pick on one of the ones that are going to be one of the 1 to 3 because the 97 are going to trend towards 0. Is this going to be one of the top 2, top 3? We don't know yet.
Facts.
Yeah, right. I'm kind of under just the expectation. I think DePIN's going to start peaking out soon. It's one of those trend races again, and whenever you're going for a trend race, like that is the way you want to make money in crypto is follow the trends, but you're ultimately dealing with the industry that's pumped like 30, 40, 50x's for a lot of these projects. AIOZ is not one that's, I think, 30x or anything, but it has pumped massively and it's followed this narrative.
It actually has. A couple months ago, it was a penny.
It was a penny? Okay, yeah. so it's then it's almost
when
like 30x.
When I first talked about it, it was a penny and a half, almost 2 cents when I first bought it. Yeah, I 21x my money in like 3 days.
Yeah, and that right there is why I go. So from a trend standpoint and perspective, you want to be early to a trend. And it sounds so obvious, but it's like so hard because by the time you hear about a trend or finally decide to take it serious and after fading it for years and years and years, that's when every influencer's talk about it. Now this week, I actually just sold most of my initials on every single DePIN project I had, specifically Chlor. I sold a good amount and took some profits today. And that is another DePIN project we've been talking about. It just pumped like 200% in the last 2 days. So I was like, holy smokes. When you have prices moving that way, there's a lot of hype around it. And the thing about DePIN is it's all around the NVIDIA earnings report that was just released. So the semiconductor industry, which they're designers for, and they're the largest GPU providers in the world, they've had amazing advancements and breakthroughs against things like Moore's Law over the last 6 months. And the breakthroughs they've have had this anticipation and run up that was really in October, kind of coincided with, of course, the all the bullishness around January 10th with the Bitcoin spot ETF and everything being released. But they are now worth like $1.7 trillion. And so Wall Street, they see them beating expectations by like 5, 6, 7, 8, 12% quarter after quarter after quarter right now. And this means that it's been 5 quarters in a row. If the next quarter is, even if Q1 this year is fantastic and we get that earnings report around, that's going to come out May or June. I forgot the date that the earnings will come out this year. Even if they beat expectations by like 1%, Wall Street's going to look at that as a pop of the bubble, that the bubble is cooling down. There's not enough money on the side to continue to fire into these hype and these narratives. And so I just take that into consideration. Like, can render continue to go? I think, yes, 100%. I'm in the position where I'm risk free. All my initials are out. I'm up massively on these positions. So am I going to tell someone that's going to come in here to buy into DePIN at this top right now? It's like, definitely, I'm going to say no. That's like my personal opinion. Is like, when I'm speaking about it, I think, render can 5x though. I think Clore can continue to crush it. I think a lot of these products, even AOIZ, probably still has room to grow. It's like, you just got to have that consideration that there's a lot of biased perspective because we're up so much on that profitability and there was already all this hype. So I'm watching for new narratives, and there is a bunch coming up because we have the Bitcoin halving. You guys see these trends. How often every 3 months, there's a new trend. FitFi, metaverse, wireless, like it does storage, whatever it is, it just rotates in this cycle until some big narrative takes place and shifts the market.
So that brings you to my next question then. So what do you think is coming next? What narrative is due to pump?
Well, we're in the midst of DePIN. So AI is pumping right now, and it is the infrastructure. Remember, what is DePIN? You got storage, you got compute, you got communication. So we're in the midst of one right now. So the next one is going to be, I hate to say it, sounds cliche. It's going to be anyone's guess. This was basically, Sora initiated the AI pump right now. We don't know, I wouldn't say it's a black swan event, but we're basically, some sort of news event is going to fall out of the sky and make a new narrative. We don't know what that news event is going to be. If I had to guess though, again, this is all going to be speculation here. You're probably going to find a trend that has pumped already, but it just hasn't pumped in a long time, and it's just due. And so, then you have to start looking, is it going to be gaming? Is it going to be DeFi? Is it going to be L2s?
It's gonna be when is Solana and Cardano and Avalanche going to pump again? I feel like they haven't pumped in a while.
Solana hasn't stopped. Solana's the leading provider for DePIN.
Yeah, but Solana's price has kind of stayed around that $100 level.
But it's how many billions?
Well, really though, we're only talking. All right, it feels like a long time, right? We're only talking about like 3 months.
Yeah, true.
Right? Yeah. So Solana, Avalanche, they both popped.
Stop being so impatient.
I want to say they popped about 3 months ago.
My bags haven't moved in 30 days.
Well, how long has gaming been? Is gaming 4 or 5 months?
Gaming's been a long time.
4 or 5 months.
So maybe this is going to be gaming.
You could do this. Again, this isn't going to be the best strategy, but this could be a good strategy to identify trends moving forward. Go to the top 50 coins and then see what popped. Okay, so AI popped 2 weeks ago, and this popped 2 months ago, and that popped 3 months ago. Well, what popped 5 months ago? Maybe that's next.
Right. I think, and so
could be gaming.
It could be gaming 100%. I think that is coming too, because there's just so much, especially with AI now and Sora and those advancements that are going to overlay into that. Whether it's 3 months or 8, there's going to be another move for gaming. So that's one that you want exposure to. What I'm going to say is I wanted to follow up with one last thing on the DePIN thing. Was the last day of this market that there's hype for that specific sector is the GTC Summit, which is in mid-March. And so you have Kathy Wood, the CEO of NVIDIA, all of them speaking, and this is like where they come out and release their newest product launches and stuff like that. Sometimes there's major updates, and that gives me just like Bitcoin Miami vibes.
You got to buy the rumor.
Oh yeah, exactly. Where it's like, there's a massive announcement. Oh, they partnered with El Salvador, and then all of a sudden there's a bit of a pullback. So I do think we're almost, like I said, I agree, we're in the middle of that one. So just be cautious, tread carefully. I think the next biggest one that I see coming up is going to be Bitcoin layer 2s. And that's because of the halving and the Nakamoto upgrade on Stacks, as well as Justin Sun announcing his investments.
I disagree because they popped like a month ago.
Layer 2s haven't yet. They don't exist yet.
He's waiting for his Matic to pump. That's why he's talking about it.
Well, that Matic's not, I wouldn't say, part of that category. I think you're going to see...
So you're going to say like Stacks isn't in that category?
Well, Stacks is, but Stacks is like a side chain that there's
but
only
Stacks pumped.
It did. It
So
did.
The
it has.
oxygen
It has
is
a
out
bit.
of the balloon. Is
No,
what I'm saying.
the DeFi, everything a
colostomy
part of
bag
it,
is
and the
empty.
development. I think we're going to see a few billion allocated to
You're
that
taking
industry.
the piss.
I don't know, man. You,
I don't know. We'll
you
see.
said it this
You're
morning
taking the
too.
piss.
You watched Justin's son.
You got a colostomy bag.
He sells the top. He sells the
and you're
top. He
like,
buys
"Oh,
the bottom.
man."
He is investing billions in the Bitcoin layer 2s, and that's going to launch in the next few months. You know, there's that, and then there's also a ticking time bomb with ZZ with his announcement of his biotech company, which I think will pump DeSci. But that is
look, if you said DeSci,
I
I think DeSci will pump before L2s, Bitcoin L2s in particular.
All right, I like DeSci. We were talking about that last night. For like
because
2
DeSci
hours.
was around 5 months ago, right? 4? Well, I'd have to check.
Yeah,
the
there's
charts.
a brief one,
Kinda?
November 2nd for like a week because CZ tweeted.
It preceded the Avalanche Solana pump, if I'm not mistaken. So to me, that would suggest that it's first in line ahead of the Avalanche pump.
So what are we looking at in DeSci? No, the only one I know is Lake.
Lake, VitaDAO. Honestly, though, it's going to be these like crazy micro caps. I think VitaDAO. There's going to be like 2 big winners, like a Render and an AGIX. 2-3 big players are going to suck up a lot of the 30%, 40% pump. But then there's going to be some small caps that are going to have like 100, 200% pumps.
Yeah, it's
He would
kind
know
of
better than I would on those.
Yeah, it's going to be CZ's project. Whatever that is, I don't know what it will be. I know there's only speculation, and what I've heard through sources that have been advising and getting in contact with the development of these, and because there's a lot of things that go behind this. And so when you see Brian Armstrong taking out money and investing $5 million into Research Coin over the last summer, you have Vitalik Buterin hosting Vitalia and all these biotech like meetups with people that are all within the same circle. It's a very small niche. You know it's coming. I just don't know what it is because they all get in first. That's just how it works in every single industry. But no matter what, the entire DeSci ecosystem is so new. There's very limited projects. I built the first DeSci watch list on CoinMarketCap a year ago. They just released them this year with actual DeSci watch lists. And even those, there's some projects on the list that you're like,
dubious connection.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, well, we'll put it on our website because we did one thing for the project once. And all of a sudden they're the leading indicator. So it's the overall industry, I would say, is no larger than a few $100 million.
Yeah, we were
and
talking
because
about
of that, CZ will raise 500 million minimum. Like that thing will just spike. And so those altcoins will just rip.
I think it's only 30 million from what I was talking to, what's his name? The guy from last night. We were
Patrick.
just talking, Patrick. And he was saying the same thing. He's like, dude, it's like a 30 or $50 million market cap total in DeSci.
Yeah, you got RSC invited out. We'll put it over 100.
Yeah.
So, but like, then you have like 12 cryptos that are all under 30, and
maybe that's what he was.
He didn't carry the one. He needed to add a 0.
Yeah,
it's under 300 million, but for crypto, when it's a trillion, and people, it's hard to understand large numbers. Very, very small piece here.
And so, what I would say for like DeSci or like any of these like gaming as well is like, I know they're going to pump. I don't know which products they'll be. So like when I am going to invest and allocate money to that, I'm very diverse. So like I'm very against the only have 5 cryptos. Like I have 5 cryptos that are my like core value of my portfolio.
Right.
Then it immediately expands to a decent amount with mid caps between like 80 to 500, million. And then it goes to like low caps. Low caps are so high risk, like we were talking about. It could be one announcement, one major partnership, one like luck product, one influencer, or that's not in crypto, but could be like a baseball player that just goes, I just bought a bag for no reason. And it sparks this narrative. And so because of that, like in the DeSci, it's so high risk, it's so new. I don't know which ones are going to succeed or survive. Lake's already done a 50x for our community. So it's like, you have to just like, you're going to touch it. Just diverse a little bit because I can't. There's no confidence in which one's going to be
the scattershot approach where you're not going to try to bet on any one player. You're going for a lot of small players because one might 20x, one might pitter patter to 0. Do you think your audience is familiar with non-linear upside?
Hell no.
If not, it's a really good opportunity to maybe explain something here. There's a thing called non-linear upside, and DeSci is going to have more non-linear upside than probably the rest of crypto. I would say there's maybe a fair statement here. Non-linear upside, just in simple terms, I put in $100. I could lose what? I could lose 1x. Mm-hmm. Can I lose 2x?
Oh, no.
No. If I put in 100, I can't lose 200, right?
That's it.
Can I do I get capped out at making 100? Or can I make more?
You can keep going.
I can keep going, right? So I can only lose 1x. I can't lose more than 1x, meaning, whatever x is the dollars I put in. I can only lose 1x, but I could get 50x, 20x, 10x. And so if I have 8 coins, 7 of them do a 0. It means I lost 7x. But if one of the 8 coins does a 10x, let alone a 50x, more than offsets everything, and that is called a non-linear upside. And so DeSci is going to be big with non-linear upsides. That's why investing in crypto is so lucrative. That's why you need to start doing it now.
So before we'll move on to the next subject, but a couple of them one more time. And if you guys, one of you guys could write these down or put it in your phone, I don't want to have to go back and watch this again. So we got VitaDAO.
Yeah.
Right? Lake's already done something. What else are you thinking?
He's going to be the DeSci guy.
Couple of them.
Yeah, the alpha in the industry right now would be so Research Coin's Brian Armstrong's that will get pumped to
Research Coin.
RSC,
the moon.
right?
Yeah, RSC. It's not even my favorite one. It's just he's got money backing it, and Brian Armstrong's got like unlimited pockets.
He's got my haircut.
He can't list it on Coinbase until he lists another DeSci project, or else it's a conflict of interest against his organization's rules.
Okay.
So it has to be if that one gets listed first, there's going to be investigations. So I'd imagine that there's going to be another choice or two that get listed on top of that.
Like maybe
I would
VitaDAO?
imagine say VitaDAO. It's just a leader one because it's already like 70 million. It's got decent
VitaDAO.
liquidity. Those are like the two heavy hitters in the industry. And of course, like I said, when CZ launches hit, I want pre-sale on that thing, please, for the love. But the lower ones would be, say, Lake, Gene's going to be another one. They're all kind of under one company known as Molecule DAO, which has kind of established a lot of these projects.
Okay.
So those two. The other ones, they're all under 5 million market cap. There's no right one to choose.
You just pick, and like you said, you just pick and you throw $100 into one, and you either lose 100 or you make thousands.
Lake was a 50,000 market cap 2 years ago or like a year and a half ago when I saw it. And I told my kid, like, I never made videos on it because like we're not dumb. We understand what happens if you make a video on a token. And we're just in Discord. I was like, guys, I'm literally going to put like I had quite a little bit of capital. I put $500 into that at 50,000. Like it was like $50,000 or $100,000 market cap token. By the time it was even at $1 million, like I think I made roughly $45,000 off Lake, and it just went from and that was just because we're in it. And what's funny though is Lake was the one I was least bullish on out of VitaDAO and all of them. The one that I didn't choose was RSC because it had been dead for like a year and a half because Brian Armstrong didn't touch it. I was like, oh, he's just letting this go to zero.
It went from 1 penny to 60 cents.
Yeah.
Basically overnight.
It was 7. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, 69 actually.
And
nice.
One tweet from CZ.
That's all it takes.
That's all it took. There was no announcement. And so when he comes out, I'm saying, just like, what's the one thing every billionaire cares about?
That whole market's going to pop.
Living longer.
Epstein's Island. Oh, I didn't know. I thought you wanted me to guess.
We're on TikTok. You got to be careful.
He's sensitive. He's watching.
I didn't say anything weird happened there.
He's sensitive. He's got
it's a beautiful
He's
island.
got soft hands.
It's a beautiful island. It is.
What's Stephen Hawking doing there?
Yeah,
most of the people I get. All right, Bill, I get it.
Look, he was just donated a off-road chair, and he wanted to test it on the Rocky Islands.
The question is ICP going to dump before it blasts off? I think it's been consolidating a while.
Yeah, it's not going to dump. I mean, it might fall 20%, maybe 30% if Bitcoin falls 20%. I wouldn't really consider that a dump. I don't think it's going to like lose 80% of its value before it blasts off. And in crypto, you say dump, better mean like 60, 70, 80%.
Yeah, so a lot of you guys, they're new. They see 20% and they're like, right?
No, that's a Tuesday, and that's an accumulation zone.
Yeah, so I do think it's an accumulation right now. I mean, it's been between that $10 and $14 range for 2 months now, give or take, right? So it's been consolidating. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this thing go into the $20 range in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I'm pretty bullish on ICP. My quick elevator pitch on ICP is it's one of the only coins that does front-end dev work, back-end dev work, and storage. And so if you just look into all that type of stuff, it's different coding languages. So when you have a button on your website and like your banner, that's a front end situation. But when you press the button and things happen, that's a back end situation. ICP does both. Not many coding languages does. Very bullish.
You hear that? I've been telling you guys, it's my biggest bag. It's been my biggest bag for a while. What else?
The problem is it's boring as hell. Front end, back end. We're like, are we talking about swimsuits? Like, what do you mean the back? Why is the back end going to make me excited here?
They're replacing Amazon Web Services.
Yeah.
What is
I'm asleep now.
See, I talk about that because I think that's really interesting. But I mean, I'm a nerd, so it is,
Yeah.
Normies are going to be scared of crypto. Your grandma is never not going to be scared to write down a seed phrase, and people need to realize that.
I kind of like There's like the big three, right? There's like three companies that rule all the big data companies that control all the data. Everything you use on the internet, everything, whether you're on Twitter, you're on TikTok, you're on Google, you're on whatever you're using, YouTube,
CIA,
all of that data,
NSA.
That was close. It's also Amazon. Jeff Bezos. So he makes money off almost every single thing you do. But, you know, so they're kind of trying to take away the fact that they control a lot of the databases and create a decentralized database to an extent. And there's a lot of bullish factors to it. The most bullish part about ICP I'm bullish on is their CKBTC, which is their Bitcoin layer 2. So
I'm going to ask you guys this. I don't know how you feel about this price target. Where do you guys see it going roughly? I'm not asking for an exact number. I know you guys can't read the fucking future.
17-ish, something like that. 12, 15.
It's probably $13 right now.
$13. You know,
market cap's about $6
billion. Why
I'm
bullish on it is because it launched at $400. It's not going to $400. It's not going to. It's not. But a lot of people are going to think it will, and so they're going to be my exit liquidity.
I'm thinking 200.
I can see 200. I think 100 is pretty. That's a pretty. I don't want to say safe call. You know, it's crypto. Anything could happen. But I don't feel crazy saying it's going to go to $100. That's a 7x. People kill for 7x's.
I need more than a 7x. My biggest bag.
Yeah. And you know what? People are going to say it's going to go to $400 again. They'll be my exit liquidity. That's fine.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
You would hate mine. I'll leave it bullish.
Fetch and Ajax. Let's talk about the crypto. So Fetch and Ajax price predictions. Let's talk about the actual cryptos though.
Those are AI coins. Fetch AI, AGIX. AGIX is the Cardano one. Fetch is Ethereum, right? Or is it Solana? It's Ethereum. You know, they're both heated right now. Both have seen close to 100% pumps over the last freaking 7 days,
yep.
two weeks there.
Those you needed to get in June.
Yeah, we're talking about like $300 million market caps, I believe. Yeah. So I mean, what's it going to go to?
No, but I think
right now
they're
almost $1 billion.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, for full reference, Solana went to 70 billion. I don't think they're going to go much higher than 10. You know,
so
if they go to
10, 10x from where we are right now. If you bought it when I first talked about them, I mean, I was talking about these things when the market caps were around 100.
Well, there's token dilution.
Sorry, they were around 100. They were on 100, 200. Yeah, there wasn't much.
I just look at it as like the saturation of the market. Like when Solana launched, there wasn't a lot of layer 1s. Layer 2s are kind of being talked down on heavy. Like Polygon Matic, I was like, this is stupid. You know, it's like, so I remember there's like a few competitors at that time. It was like Harmony One, Zilliqa, and I actually bought those over Solana because I thought their technology was better, and that's where I learned that tech does not fucking matter.
Venture capitalists,
yeah,
VCs.
Literally VCs are going to pump in who's got like curly hair and is, you know, sleeping with his like cousins or something in like a weird
You talking about
house.
Sam?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. He was at least banging a wood nump or what is it? Anyways, okay, I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Look,
I hate
I don't
Sam.
want to look shame.
I don't like him either.
You know, I've scraped bottom.
No, I'm gonna shame. They screwed over billions of dollars of investors. There's no. I feel bad for them. No, drop that soap in that shower. You deserve it. You know, and not forever. No, but 6 months. You're gonna take it for at least 6 months. Okay, that's where I kind of stand on that. And anyways, that's a little gruesome, but. Yeah, Solana was kind of like it had the VCs had the artificially printed, you know, stable coins through FTT and everything they were doing with their just unlimited money printer. But again, I think like from an AI standpoint, everyone's trying to get into AI now, and I'm really bullish on Fetch. I really like a lot that they've done. Same thing with Singularity. We'll be in Panama with Ben next week on that because we really like the industry. It's kind of quick and shiny, and I just really think retail investors are going to go find the next penny.
It's the gold rush. You're asking me, should I, you know, my buddy heard in a letter, you know, he said San Francisco is where it's happening. Should I go to San Francisco and start picking for gold?
It's drying up.
I don't know, man. I think you'd be better off selling pickaxes and blue jeans. And so what we're trying to do is give you the infrastructure of AI. And if you rewind, you know, we gave you those choices. I'd rather invest in those than an AI token right now. And you know what? I've been taking some AGIX profit lately.
Yeah, and there's going to be
Cardano.
There's still going to be 100x's. Like for honestly, like example. Render like is the only token that's been at any conference from NVIDIA. Jensen in 2013, like he knows the founder of Render, which developed something called
Which he
Otoy.
didn't say Render in that video.
No, but
he talks about his previous company.
Yeah, well,
and so it's a little bit of a stretch to say, you know, he's like, yeah, man, you know, NVIDIA is mentioning Render. Well, they're not. They're mentioning the founder of Render because the founder of Render worked on a different company, and they're talking about that company.
It's
bullish. Retail
it's
will
bullish,
love it. Retail
but it's also
love it,
like
but we should just be fair
discoveries
with that
and the technology that he had built, like made Jensen, who's now one of the largest companies in the world, be like, wow, that's really insane. What other crypto out there can be like, yeah, has Jensen ever been like, yo, like you're sick as heck and been on stage with you? It's like, no, it's kind of a flex. They're also the only one that has been invited to GTC, which was years later after that, which is a huge summit. So that's why we just go. Can that go from 2 billion to 30 billion? Like
Yeah.
It's now labeled in the video of crypto. So it's like, yeah, it can. It's just like it's already pumped 200-300x. It's it's just you got to make that.
I'll say this. Here's just good rule of crypto. When you hear the blank of blank, and the first thing is like a top 10 tech company, it's the Google of crypto. It's the Uber of blockchain. It's the I don't know. Just be a little bit careful right there. That's just like a dumb catchphrase for retail to parrot. And then they keep hyping them up with that stupid catchphrase. And then meanwhile, VCs are just dumping on you.
That's why you got to take profits.
Yeah, it's like by the time you hear that phrase, whatever they label themselves as, that's like obviously retail money at that point. It's dumb money coming in.
That's a good question. Speaking of retail, when is retail getting in? Because retail they're not in yet.
They're not in now.
When is that going to happen?
I saw a good post, and the post was the Island Boys. And it said, when you see these type of people, that's peak. We haven't seen those type of people yet. And so when we start seeing the Island Boys, when you start seeing that type of stuff.
I would say it started because
buy Island token.
Sweeney, Sweeney was literally texting out about some like milk token. It's like, because she's got big tits. Like that was literally the meme that she did. She literally tweeted that out. And like, so you're starting to see it. I still think it's really early, but I think like we definitely are already halfway into the bull run.
You think halfway? I think it's like 30%.
The top of the bull run takes place in like 2 weeks, and it literally doubles or triples, and it's just like.
Just so you know, he doesn't mean it's going to happen in 2 weeks. He says it happens in 2 weeks. Yeah. So you guys understand, we're not 2 weeks away from the bull run being
like
over.
2021. I remember like going every day you'd wake up, it was like plus 100%.
Oh my god, it felt so good. 100%. It was amazing.
And like now we're starting to see plus 100%. It's early.
Yeah, but we're not even, the crazy part, we're not even at the halving yet. And this normally doesn't happen historically. Correct me if I'm wrong, but historically, we don't see these kind of pumps from bigger cryptos like we've been seeing. You see it in the smaller caps.
We did in summer 2020, and we're pretty close to that in the 4-year cycle because it's 2024. So the 4-year cycle is actually 3 years, 10 months. So in the 4-year cycle, we're April 2020. And if you look, Chainlink and DeFi pumped like crazy in the summer of 2020. So we had it then, and we still pumped for 18 months. So no, I'm disagreeing. No, we did have that 4 years ago, and we still pumped for a year and a half.
I would say the difference.
We're a little early though, by a few months.
So you don't think we're 50% in? You think we're 30% in? I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin's 50% of its way there, but we're definitely not 50% for the overall crypto market cap. I would say, yeah, we got more to go. Because what are we right now? Bitcoin's just hit $1 trillion. Did we just hit 3 trillion?
Mm-hmm. No, 2.
No, 2 trillion.
2?
We're the size in the video.
Yeah. We're going to be more than 4 trillion because we hit 5 trillion in 2021.
Where do you think the entire crypto market cap is going? Are we talking 8 trillion, 10 trillion, 12
trillion? I think we go
trillion?
to 10. I think we go from 5 to 10.
10. That's the number I've been saying. 8 to 10 trillion, maybe 12 on a blow off top if we have something crazy.
Yeah. But like a crazy Tether print because some country.
Yeah. Speaking of Tether, what is going on with Tether?
Let me give I want to give a hot take on that because I don't agree with either of those sides. I honestly think there's a very high chance that we have a strong local top at the Bitcoin halving because the thing I'm following, and by the way, there's still tons of money to be made. I'm not saying there's not money to be made right now at all. It's just the fact that because of COVID, it changed every direction with the type of money that we printed. I'm watching interest rates. Okay. Everything in the world right now relies on the bond market, and the bond market is yelling, inflation's sticky. And so whether or not, there's a really cool metric that Ian actually showed from Cancel Clothing Company, where it's, when they talk about soft landing, and that starts to spike, that, yeah, we saved the markets are safe, and it's a soft landing, the Feds did their job, congratulations. Within 3 to 6 months after that, there's traditionally a really strong pullback within that market, or there's an actual recession. And so, like, I'd say it's too hard to be like, we're going to go to a $10 trillion market cap this time, because what all of retail believes, what does all retail believe when the top of the bull run is going to be?
It's going higher.
They all say like 2025.
I'm
right?
still early.
It's March, exactly.
I'm going to tell my cousin to put everything into Doge.
Exactly. And so, like, now we're starting to get like 2 weeks ago. Like, even with the ETF, people were still saying, we're not even in the bull run yet. We're not in the bull run yet. And now we're at 55K Bitcoin. We're not in the bull run yet. I take polls all the time, every single week. It's like masses of people are saying this. It goes, so if Bitcoin's at 65, 69K at that Bitcoin halving, well, that's our Bitcoin halving. That's your ETF, for Ethereum. What's the news after that? There's nothing till elections. And so how every single cycle's worked is they have a top. So for Coinbase was the Coinbase IPO and the futures ETFs for that second rally in 2021. We had the Bitcoin halving, or not the Bitcoin halving, but that was obviously the cycle before it, and then it crashed because of the Chinese miners. So what I'm looking for is what is retail going to latch onto after that halving? And that's why I say there might be some significant downside and some sideways action accumulation until 2025.
Oh, I would say this. After the top in April 2021, the second half of 2021 didn't really have a strong narrative. It just kept pumping. There was no like El Salvador, so we don't need a narrative. It's just supply and demand.
But after the halving, though, it crashed for like 3 months. Right, we went
and
up
then
to 11K,
it pumped into a new all-time high.
Down.
And then it pumped to a new all-time high with zero narrative.
So I get what you're saying.
Here's my narrative. I'll make a narrative. Every millionaire should have one Bitcoin. There's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to have one.
I say it all the time. Alluding to what you were just saying, you said you brought COVID into it and how we printed a shit ton of money, and that maybe made the bull run go a little higher than it normally would have, right? Now, what's your take if we have another
injection of cash?
Which we may. There's like a black swan type event that causes us to print a shit ton of money again. Coming into this election, the world feels weird. I'm not trying to put a tinfoil hat on, but like that could happen again. Are you going to change your mind?
Well, I mean, that's basing off a black swan. That's the key word. You can't predict a black swan whatsoever. So like from right now, like the metrics and historically, if you're looking at if there is a black swan, let's say that does happen. Then all the people FOMOing in right now, they're going to lose a shit ton of money because they're going to panic. And there's like people saying like, no, they're not. No,
do
retail,
not panic.
99% of people, if they buy in today and there's a black swan tomorrow, they're going to sell because they're going to think life's over. It happened in 2021, and like it's the same thing. It's just people will think they can beat it this time. They won't. And so if that happens, of course. But then you have to talk about what does that injection look like? Where does that actually take place? And it's that I'm betting my factors on what we have, which is the statistics on employment, the interest rates, the bond market, the Fed's decision, which I'm looking at probably, late Q2, and if I'm wrong, then I'm taking a ton of profit either way. And then it collapses and then, it doesn't matter. But I don't think the US dollar is going to go anywhere anytime soon. And I think that there's a lot more things that they can do because they always do it. The government always does it, is they kick that can down the road. I do think a recession's coming, but I think the fact that every single person believes that late 2024 and 2025 is going to be the blow off top here. I'm prepped for it. My bags are packed. I'm taking initials out. It's just like, that's just sounds like 2021 behavior again to me. And that's all I'm.
Well, I think the blow off top is September, October 2025.
I would agree more with that.
We have tons of time for consolidation, correction, what have you.
So keep that in mind because we got kind of two sides here, and I'm more leaning. No, sorry, I'm more leaning where you are.
That's your scoliosis.
Yes, exactly. We got back pain.
Back pain on the side.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm leaning more towards sometime in 2025. I don't necessarily think it's going to be the end of 2025, but sometime in 2025 is when we're going to see the dump of crypto.
It could be a combination. They scare people into thinking that post-halving rally or whatever the pre-election rally was the top. 6 months of bearish action just to shake everybody out that's not strong-willed, and then it pumps to.
And then everybody fucking FOMOs in.
And I do want to say, like, I'm not like a bear whatsoever. I think Bitcoin's going to go to like $650,000 one day. Like I have comparisons on that with gold and everything by 2030.
Not a million.
I just look at it as since November 2022, they had roughly like 660 days that you could have purchased crypto and made literally 30, 40, 50 X's that I've seen multiple times now.
Right.
And so my thing is those same people are like, oh no, we're not in a bull run yet. We're just starting today. Like I think we've been halfway through it. Those people are going to be the ones that actually get wrecked by a black swan. They're not going to have any money or opportunity to buy because they buy into the top. They're forced to sell at the bottom. And I saw creators do this. I saw hedge funds do this. We saw craziness in 2021. So if that happens again, I'm just going to be prepared for it and then, just hold on to.
Well, this is why I tell you guys all the time, take profits at that 3 to 5x your money. When you see cryptos 3, 5x your money's done that, you got to take some profits. So you have it ready.
Your initial out at least.
Yeah, right. So you have it ready, take out 10, 20%. So you have it ready in case we do have a black swan. I think we have one. I mean, I can't predict the future, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't with this election coming up.
There's a lot of attack vectors in our nation's infrastructure.
That is facts. Today.
Oh. Well, and there is, but like my thing is like they've been saying that since 2021. It's like, and the markets hit all-time highs. Right. Hit all-time highs. And that's why I'm like, markets just often humble us. And like everybody's anticipating that. I'm sure there will be, but it'll be right when everybody finally goes, oh, maybe actually we're going to be good for another year. And then boom, everybody's hit and they have no money because they fell at the top. So I know this is kind of all speculation, but it's just like, I'm really prepared on that, we've seen 30, 40, 50, 60 X's now. There's still more narratives. I still think there's more moves in this market. Just like if Bitcoin goes to 70K and then the Bitcoin halving does happen and we get a pullback, I just know based off previous experience, 90% of our followers and people in this market are going to buy into that top and then just be forced to sell again in that summer and miss out on if we do run up again. Because I'm with actually DZ on that. I think it's late 2025 because if we do get a pivot or anything happens, I don't see us make it at 26 before something happens.
I don't either.
And I'm just a 4-year guy and all these things like, no, man, it's, that's different. Now 4-year plays out and I think it will for 1 or 2 more cycles.
Well, there you have it. Cool. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. So,
episode 1 of what's it called one more time so you know how to look for it?
The Effed Up podcast. You guys will be able to, this is going to be awesome. We're going to be talking with a lot of different people. I'll probably be back here again to see you guys again too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your Michael Saylor interview and your Charles Hoskinson interview.
Yeah, let's go.
And then you discovered Satoshi's identity in that one episode.
That is coming. Episode 10. Episode 10 is Satoshi. Yeah. Right. So
he's exposing himself. Yep. It was DZ the whole time.
I'm Satoshi.
You're Satoshi?
I am. No, shit, that's gonna go viral, and I'm gonna get hated on that.
No, probably. You just claim that now. You're
Craig
I'm
Wright's
not
coming for you now.
Satoshi. I'm not Craig Wright. My name is Tyler, and I'm just a regular everyday dude. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys, and we will see you again.
Awesome. Ow!